पूरे बॉम्बे में होर्डिंग्स लगाए थे, पूरे मुंबई शहर में होर्डिंग्स थे मेरे फेस के। तो मुझे वो इतना ये लगा कि अरे बाप रे, दिस इज, मतलब आई एम देयर। आई यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज गेट लाइक annoyed when people used to say, "Oh, you don't look like mother of one." I'm like, "How is a mother of one supposed to look like?" So I started speaking in English, and Shahrukh चुपके से बोल रहा है, "Madam, ये फिल्म हिंदी में है. You're talking in English. Do you remember which era we are shooting in?" So I was so embarrassed. First and foremost, stop saying you're just a housewife. वो just word को निकाल देते हैं. You are a homemaker. There's a reason I'm asking you to listen is to make sure that you know what not to do.
Good afternoon, namaste, adab, sat sri akal, and welcome to our show. Today we have with us someone who aptly defines the English phrase beauty with brain. She is a doctor, a psychologist, an actress, and a supermodel. Oh, did I mention Mrs. World? So please welcome the incredibly talented, most amazing, and extremely gorgeous Dr. Aditi Govitrikar. Hi Aditi, please welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me, Rajiv.
So you've been a supermodel, and now we don't have supermodels anymore. And you have also been Mrs. World. Please tell us about your journey.
Well, the journey has been fantastic, Rajiv. I started studying for medicine क्योंकि मुझे बचपन से ही मेडिसिन ही करना था, डॉक्टर ही बनना था. बट ऑफ कोर्स लाइफ हैड सम अदर प्लान्स फॉर मी. तो एक दोस्त के साथ गई थी, उससे मॉडल बनना था. तो उसके साथ एक ऑडिशन के लिए गई थी. तो वहाँ पे उन लोगों ने कहा कि व्हाई डोंट यू आल्सो वॉक द रैंप. तो वो फर्स्ट टाइम मुझे ऐसे लगा कि अरे ये क्या है, मतलब यू नो इट्स डिफरेंट. एंड इट वाज अ मैटर ऑफ वन डे, इट वाज अ संडे. So I said, yeah, I'll be with my friend and we'll walk the ramp. So that was the first time I ever started modeling, so to say. And then I just happened to participate in Gladrax Supermodel pageant. वो मैं जीती. उसके बाद next day itself मुझे Pond's face wash की ad मिल गई. Work just started pouring in whilst I was still studying. तो मेरा मेडिसिन तो चल ही रहा था, मुझे वो तो करना ही था. उस दौरान मुझे MD गायनेक में भी सीट मिल गई, तो उसका भी मैंने जो स्टडी है वो शुरू किया. And that's how it all started.
But it must have been very difficult because you were still pursuing your medicine.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the assignments started pouring in and
Yes.
being
So
something. So there was no
initially-
clearly defining moment where you thought that you would pursue something else other than medicine. You're not prepared.
Well, when I had to give up medicine, तभी मुझे वो बहुत मतलब I would say it was a redefining moment of my career, क्योंकि मेरा definition यही था कि मुझे डॉक्टर बनना था.
Absolutely.
But इतना काम आने लगा ना, अपने आप आने लगा. I did not have to struggle. Constantly phones आते थे कि ये ad है मैम, ये है. फिर मुझे I spoke to a few people. By then I had started doing MD Gynac. तो उन्होंने मेरी बॉस ने यही कहा, डॉक्टर रेखा डावर, उन्होंने यही कहा कि ये जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज है ये बहुत कम लोगों को, कम डॉक्टर्स को मिलते हैं. तो यू गिव इट अ शॉट फॉर 1 year एंड देन यू कम बैक. सो आई सेड हाँ, दैट्स अ गुड आइडिया कि 1 साल के लिए मैं करके वापस आ जाऊंगी.
So you took a break?
Yeah, at that time, but that break is still going on.
Oh my God! But you finished your medicine.
I finished MBBS. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because otherwise it's very difficult. But you got the first break when you were still pursuing medicine.
Yes.
So, and to study medicine is a very difficult
It
job,
is,
which we
yes,
understand.
yes.
So how could you cope up with the pressure of doing something which was outwardly something different, in a different dynamics?
Yeah.
And this was something which was very, very
It was.
with
Yeah.
studies, studious, and
Yeah, so that switch was very difficult for me psychologically also, because you know in JJ Hospital where I studied, Grand Medical College, तो वहाँ पे constantly you are with people who are not well, you know, who are suffering, who are in pain and grief and so on and so forth, and then you go and shoot where everybody is like
It's like
really
happy, yeah.
in the best of their health and wearing
Absolutely.
beautiful clothes and you know beautiful makeup and everything. So वो स्विच करना बार बार, इट टुक अ टोल ऑन मी. आई विल नॉट से दैट पार्ट वाज इजी, लेकिन आई मीन दैट वाज अगेन माय चॉइस, राइट. किसी ने मुझे फोर्स नहीं किया था टू डू ईदर. तो दोनों ही मेरे चॉइसेस थे. सो आई सेड या ओके, लेट मी जस्ट सी. उतना सोचा भी नहीं था हालांकि तभी.
because you began as a supermodel by winning the 1996
Yeah.
Gladrex Supermodel contest,
Yeah.
and then again you won another pageant, was Mrs. World
Yes.
in 2001.
Yes.
It was quite a journey.
Yeah.
So how was this journey from 96 to 2001, and then you became the face of music videos and films?
yes, yes. So basically जब ग्लैड्रैक्स जीता उसके बाद जैसे मैंने कहा कि सडनली काम आने लगा मॉरिन वाडिया जी जिनका ये पैजेंट था
Gladrex,
उन्होंने
yeah.
पूरे बॉम्बे में होर्डिंग्स लगाए थे पूरे मुंबई शहर में होर्डिंग्स थे मेरे फेस के तो मुझे वो इतना ये लगा कि अरे बाप रे दिस इज मतलब आई एम देयर क्योंकि कभी सोचा नहीं था आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू डू मेडिसिन और मेरा नर्सिंग होम मुझे खोलना था एट्सेट्रा तो इट टुक अ लिटिल टाइम लेकिन फिर समझ में आ गया कि ठीक है दिस इज वर्किंग वेल फॉर मी बिकॉज आई लव ट्रैवलिंग और मॉडलिंग की वजह से एंड आई स्टार्टेड परस्यूइंग रैम्प वॉक एंड एड फिल्म्स एंड म्यूजिक वीडियोस तो उसमें बहुत ट्रैवल करने को मिलता था एंड यू वुड गेट द बेस्ट ऑफ द ट्रीटमेंट सो दैट इज समथिंग आई रियली एंजॉयड जब मिसेज वर्ल्ड की बात आई तो तभी आई डिड थिंक अबाउट द फैक्ट के क्योंकि तभी मुझे बहुत लोगों ने बताया कि व्हाई आर यू डूइंग दिस because you know why you're putting out there that you're married at that time it was all hidden it was all nobody would talk about it nobody would say that yes I'm married and you know
That
openly.
was a bold step, brave, very brave.
It was but to me I was always like acha ye agar nahi chalta I'll go back to medicine yeah it's okay you know so I always had that fallback plan so it was easier for me at that time to say no I will you know I'm going to do it luckily for me because I won that changed the whole outlook of women and men of course. Okay, even if you are married, even if you have a child, you still can be glamorous. Because I used to always get like annoyed when people used to say, "Oh, you don't look like mother of one." I'm like, how is a mother of one supposed to look like?
Yeah, that's a valid thing to say.
Yeah. So, but overall, I mean, that was how it was. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So, being your face splashed on the hoardings and the posters after Gladrex Supermodel, and then Mrs. World, and then that most amazing music video happened, Kabhi To Nazar Mein Lao, Kabhi To Kareeb Aao, Adnan Sami. So how did it feel that suddenly you became famous? Walking on the ramp is something different, but then you became a national face, you know?
Yeah. So I think वो जो national face था वो it actually even before Mrs. World I was quite well known क्योंकि जो आपने song बताया जो बहुत बहुत प्यारा song है वो या कोका कोला की एड हो ऋतिक रोशन के साथ या couple of films which I did which were super hit were one was 16 December and one was Tambudu which was a Telugu runaway hit.
And you also brought PETA to India.
Yes. So वो by then people already knew me. लेकिन Mrs. World of course took me to another level. जहाँ पे even in smaller places people started to know me.
But music video was you were seen in every home, every house. I mean, it's like something. Like a connect with almost everybody.
Yes.
So
वो ज़माना भी अलग था ना राजीव वो म्यूजिक वीडियोस मतलब इतने अच्छे रहते थे every video used to look different from the other अब मैं यही देखती हूँ कि जो वीडियोस सब सेम सिमिलर दिखते हैं एक मतलब वो जो अलग कुछ नहीं है उसमें सब सिमिलर ही मुझे एटलीस्ट आई डोंट नो आई मीन दैट्स माय पर्सनल
सो योर जर्नी फ्रॉम बीइंग अ सुपरमॉडल टू व्हाट यू आर डूइंग राइट नाउ विल कम टू दैट सो समथिंग व्हिच यू वांट टू टेल पीपल लाइक देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ मिसकंसेप्शन व्हाट इज बिहाइंड द सीन व्हिच पीपल डोंट नो द हार्ड वर्क for being a supermodel and you have donned so many caps being a mother then being a doctor and now you're a psychologist as well so we'll come to that but what is behind the scene for being glamorous and being the face and maintaining what you are now as a model as an actress
so you're right people think it's very easy people think क्या है सिर्फ चलना तो है heels डाल के लेकिन वैसे नहीं होता क्योंकि हमें बहुत अर्ली मॉर्निंग फ्लाइट्स लेनी पड़ती है जैसे अभी तो खैर काफ़ी इट्स रिलेटिवली ईजियर लेकिन व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड मॉडलिंग मुझे याद है अहमदाबाद की एक ही फ्लाइट होती थी सुबह 5:30 बजे इसका मतलब है हमें 4:30 बजे एयरपोर्ट पे पहुंचना है इसका मतलब है अपने को 3 बजे तो उठना ही पड़ेगा एंड नो मैटर व्हाट यू कांट फॉल अस्लीप एट 9 o'clock कि दूसरा दिन मेरा फ्लाइट है तो मैं जल्दी सो जाती हूँ वो तो होता ही नहीं है सो लैक ऑफ स्लीप देन यू गो देयर एंड देन कॉन्स्टेंटली यू आर ऑन योर फीट
because you're doing your rehearsal
of course so you have to wear your heels you have to do your makeup you have to you know be with so many people so it is quite tiring it's not that easy plus food का क्या होता है कि it's not necessary कि you will 100% get healthy food.
Yeah.
You know, so food is also question mark. You don't get time to work out, and so your full routine goes for a toss. And I used to work 25 days, 26 days a month, and in those days, so self-care was very difficult. But yeah, I mean, luckily, I think when you're younger, it's much easier to
So how do you manage to look so beautiful even after such taxing hours and stress?
I think a big part of it, I think I should thank my parents. Genetically, I think I'm blessed. Secondly, I think it's a positive attitude. Rajiv, it's not like I'm not gone through difficult times. Even today, I mean, it's not like people are not, it's not necessary that people are nice. People will do bad things. People will say nasty things about you, and you get
Absolutely.
to know. लेकिन यही है कि because fortunately I follow Vipassana. I've been a Vipassana follower for last since 2008. In fact, 19th March again I'm planning to go for 10 days. So I think that helps me to take a step back and analyze whatever the situation is. So बुरा लगता है लेकिन I'm able to get out of it very quickly.
Correct.
And I think that ultimately what you think in your head, it reflects on your face.
Absolutely.
So I always say that you are what you eat and you are what you think. तो अगर आप negative thought process रखोगे तो वो face पे तो दिखेगा ही.
Correct. जैसे अभी आप बोल रहे थे कि पहले का ज़माना अलग था, तब म्यूजिक वीडियोस ऐसे थे. So there has been an evolution even in the beauty industry, and you have been closely associated with. Now you're also doing your own page, and we'll talk about that. So what are the changes over a period of time that you have seen behind the scenes, and how people perceive it, and how the ramp industry or the modeling industry, the beauty industry has seen this change, and how you see it, and is it for good, and should there be something else to it?
I think we can divide it into a few parts. One is of course the number of products and the number of companies now which are there in the beauty industry is massive. I mean इतने brands है और इतना choice हो गया है कि you get confused कि कौन सा product use करना है मुझे, and then you know like it's human nature, मुझे ये भी try करना है वो भी try करना है, तो you get confused with that. So it's called paradox of choice, जहाँ पे हमें लगता है कि अरे हमें choices रहेगा तो अच्छा रहेगा, लेकिन too many choices are also can be very confusing. अब वो एक है. दूसरा part ये है कि इंडस्ट्री, ब्यूटी इंडस्ट्री जिसे कहते हैं कि
जो ड्राइव करती है ब्यूटी इंडस्ट्री को, द मॉडल्स,
द मॉडलिंग, द मैगजीन्स एटसेट्रा, ये भी बहुत चेंज हुआ है. व्हेन आई वाज मॉडलिंग देयर वाज अ सो द वेरी इजी वे टू एक्सप्लेन दिस इज कि हम एक ग्रुप था हमारा जो सुपर मॉडल्स थे, एंड देन वी यूज्ड टू ट्रैवल फ्रॉम प्लेस टू प्लेस. 1 or 2 न्यू मॉडल्स यूज्ड टू जॉइन.
करेक्ट.
After some time, I think about 6 years after I started modeling, वो change होने लगा, जहाँ पे mostly नई लड़कियाँ रहती थी और 1 या 2 सुपर मॉडल रहते हैं. So वो change हो गया. Now if you see, now I think most of the women or men who enter ramp modeling is as a stepping stone to films.
Correct.
Nobody wants to do modeling as a, very few actually है.
So modeling industry was clearly defined at that point of
yes.
time. Yeah.
अभी वो थोड़ा overlap हो गया है. Mostly सबको OTT करना है या films करनी है.
So
that's the change, major change.
So you have been a supermodel, then you started modeling for television brands apart from the ramp, and then you became an actress. So how was your journey and the transition from being a model to an actress, because at that time not every model would get an opportunity to act?
Yeah, it was not a consecutive shift, it kind of overlapped. क्योंकि when I won Gladrax supermodel pageant, तभी मुझे काफ़ी सारी offers आने लगी, लेकिन because I didn't have the confidence in myself के, and plus सुनी हुई थी बातें कि अरे
I think that was something
it's a big
inside
bad
you.
industry नहीं करना है, so I kind of stayed away from it.
Okay,
लेकिन when I started being in front of the camera, acting in for music videos or ad films and all, then I said it is quite similar. I'm sure the film line is also similar, which is why I did Tamdu as my first film, which is a South Indian film. So and I was still modeling and I was still doing my music videos etc. So वो parallelly सब चल रहा था.
What is your favorite film in which you have acted, and who is your favorite star, favorite fun star I would say, who you would love to be with when you're shooting?
ये तो मुश्किल सवाल है क्योंकि ऐसे हुआ कि ना 5 बच्चे हो तो कौन सा फेवरेट है, ऐसे हो जाता है.
Okay, let me phrase it in a different. What is the most memorable experience you have had in front of the camera?
In front of the camera, I would think पहेली जो शाहरुख एंड रानी के साथ फिल्म थी, तो उसमें इट वाज बेस्ड इन एंशियंट राजस्थान, तो वो
Yes,
पूरा
I'd seen
तब
that.
का है, तब तभी की फिल्म थी. एंड आई वाज सो नर्वस सिटिंग विद शाहरुख इन वन दैट घोड़ा गाड़ी जो हम जा
And
रहे
you're made to
हैं.
look so different.
या
Yeah.
तो उसमें आई हैड टू से रानी वट एवर हर नेम वाज कि मत जा, भाग मत, तू रुक. तो आई स्टार्टेड स्पीकिंग इन इंग्लिश एंड शाहरुख चुपके से बोल रहा है, मैडम ये फिल्म हिंदी में है, यू आर टॉकिंग इन इंग्लिश, यू रिमेंबर व्हिच एरा वी आर शूटिंग इन. सो आई वाज सो embarrassed when it said that, so that was really embarrassing. And fun part behind the scenes was when we were shooting for De Danadan with Priyadarshan. So there were 23 known artists. It was like crazy. We shot in the same hotel that we were staying in. So क्या होता था कि फर्स्ट डे को सीन हो जाता था तो वी यूज्ड टू गो बैक टू आवर रूम टू रिलैक्स, और कहाँ बैठे, only to realize that the AD had to run to each and every room to get the person, and then that
Yeah,
person's
so-
doing touch up. बहुत time जा रहा था. So Priyadarshan ji said, nothing doing, everybody will sit in this meeting room. So he got a big banquet hall kind or meeting room kind of a place. All of us used to sit there, and फिर वहाँ पे अंताक्षरी, दमशराड्स, हम सब वो खेलते थे. So that was super fun.
So, apart from that, now that since have you taken a break or you still acting, and what is the kind of a dream role you would want to do?
Yes, I'm still acting, of course. I don't think I'll ever give up acting because I love being in front of the camera and I love playing different roles with different जो पहलू होते हैं human nature के, या I love doing that. So just recently Mismatch 3
Yeah,
released on
Mismatch 3
Netflix,
was
which
released.
is a very very popular series with the youngsters. There's another series on Hotstar called Life Hill Gayi with Vinay Pathak, Kusha Kapila, Divyendu etc. तो वो एक रिलीज हुई. अभी रिसेंटली मैंने एक नया फॉर्मेट निकला है जो वर्टिकल फॉर्मेट में
Correct,
शूट करते
correct,
हैं.
vertical format.
तो आई शॉट फॉर सीरीज फॉर देम आल्सो, तेरी मेरी लव स्टोरी.
So we'll have some fun questions. Chai or coffee?
Sure. Coffee.
Okay. 3 people you would love to dine with, living or dead?
Separately or together? Is that a matter?
Separately, I would.
Separately?
Yeah, of course.
Living or dead? Okay, so one definitely would be Tom Cruise because he's like my all-time favorite actor. Second would be Nehru ji because there are a lot of questions in my mind regarding history that I would love to ask him about. And third would be Priyadarshan. Actually, I have not had a conversation with him in a very long time, and he's a very intelligent man, and he's got knowledge about so many things. And since I've worked with him, I think it would be good
I
to
think we
catch
should
up.
be telling Priyadarshan sir that you should listen to this and then plan a dinner.
Yes, yes.
So, also, since right now you mentioned that you would love to have dinner with Tom Cruise, and we see a lot of Indian actors and actresses now shifting and I mean coexisting and doing films in Hollywood, I mean English movies or
Yeah.
abroad. So, आपने पहेली में भी हिंदी का डायलॉग इंग्लिश में बोलने की कोशिश करी, so you didn't try that. I mean,
No.
you are more exposed to the outside world, being a
Yeah,
doctor, and
yeah.
you have traveled quite a bit,
Yes.
and you have been on TED Talks.
Yes.
So I feel you have quite an exposure. Why didn't you explore that area?
I never thought of it. Frankly, I never even once thought that I should go to Hollywood. यहीं पे इतना कुछ चल रहा था लाइफ में कि वो फोकस ही नहीं रहा मेरा.
So most of the people don't know. After being a doctor, you were an actress and a model, which everyone knows. But you also studied psychology later on.
Yeah.
And then you have been in wellness and you have been doing TED Talks. So please tell us about that. That
Yeah.
is something very interesting and intriguing.
So about 10 years back, I started feeling the urge to do something for my brain. Because I'm a voracious reader. I love to read. I like to learn. I'm a lifelong learner. तो 10 साल पहले मुझे यही लगा कि अरे मैं कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ. I'm not doing anything with my brain. It's just going to become blunt. तो तभी मैं crossroads पे थी. तभी सोचा कि so when I spoke to again my friends and family and all, so वही था कि इधर skin करो या psychology. जो मेरे मन में था. Psychology was in my mind. So everybody pretty much said skin karo, it has great potential, and psychology. I'm talking about like 10-12 years back
2012
when
13,
इतनी
I think.
awareness नहीं थी.
Correct. Yeah.
So I said देखो ऐसा है कि मुझे human body तो पता है. I've done MBBS. अब human mind बहुत intriguing है.
Quite
तो
true.
मैं वो पढ़ती हूँ. तो I started that. I did my post graduation from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. उसके बाद और एक डिग्री मास्टर्स इन साइकोलॉजी की. एंड देन आई सेड मेरा लाइफ लॉन्ग ड्रीम रहा है, नॉट लाइफ लॉन्ग, लेट मी करेक्ट दैट, क्योंकि जब मैं मेडिसिन कर रही थी तभी मेरा ऐसी कोई विश नहीं थी. उसके बाद जब लाइफ देखी, ट्रैवल किया, तो मैंने वही सोचा कि अरे आई शुड हैव आल्सो एम्ड फॉर एन आईवी लीग स्कूल एंड देन कम बैक टू इंडिया. तो आई सेड ओके, बेटर लेट देन नेवर. तो मुझे देखती हूँ मैं कि साइकोलॉजी कहाँ पे मैं पढ़ सकती हूँ, विच इज़ एन आईवी लीग. तो हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कोर्स क्रॉप्ड अप. सो मैंने फिर हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी से मेरा सेकंड मास्टर्स किया.
Oh, you went there and was there
It
for
was
quite
half
some-
and half. It was a hybrid model. तो 2023 मई में मुझे मेरी डिग्री मिल गई मास्टर्स की.
And then you were doing a lot of positive talks also.
Yes,
and-
that is going on. That is.
Yeah,
अभी
yeah.
just recently I went to Bilaspur to do a women empowerment workshop for SECL.
Oh.
So it's all about well-being and wellness.
And also you're doing something in wellness.
Yeah. वो तो मतलब that has become my thing now, you know. Wellness is mentally and physically. It's like a holistic outlook.
So you see that now you have done so many caps, being a mother, being an actor, being a model, being a doctor, and now this the TED talks, positive talks, and interacting with people, not only from the media but also from the outside world. So there are a lot of pressure. So what do you do to handle this kind of pressure and stress, and what would you advise the newcomers who are entering the media and also in general, because today if we see there are so many young people juggling jobs, juggling their defining capacity of being a mother and also a working woman, for almost everybody.
So see, stress has always been part of life. जब
Yeah.
से human beings आए हैं धरती पे, तभी सर्वाइवल का स्ट्रेस था. खाना क्या मिलेगा उसका स्ट्रेस था. ठंड है तो कहाँ मैं रहूंगी, वो स्ट्रेस था. नाउ द स्ट्रेस इज ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ has different nature now, लेकिन स्ट्रेस तो अभी भी है. तो दैट इज वन थिंग दैट वन नीड्स टू एक्सेप्ट कि स्ट्रेस इज गोइंग टू बी पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ. इसे हम जीरो स्ट्रेस कर ही नहीं सकते. कोई ये भी नहीं बोल सकता कि चलो मैं जाके हिमालयाज में बैठ जाती हूँ.
Obviously.
वहाँ पे अलग स्ट्रेस होगा, ठंड होगी, वाइल्ड एनिमल्स विल कम एंड यू नो अटैक यू और व्हाटएवर, तो वो डर रहेगा. सो स्ट्रेस तो होगा ही. नाउ वंस यू गेट अवेयर एंड एक्सेप्ट द फैक्ट दैट स्ट्रेस इज पार्ट ऑफ
Your life.
being alive, now what can I do about it? You learn to manage it. राइट. अक्यूट स्ट्रेस है, क्रॉनिक स्ट्रेस है. अक्यूट इज लाइक कहीं पे मैं लेट पहुंच रही हूँ और वो लोग थोड़ा मतलब दे आर स्क्रीमिंग एंड शाउटिंग एंड व्हाटएवर, तो वो एक अक्यूट स्ट्रेस होता है कि अरे, या फिर कुछ व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू डू, प्रमोशन नहीं मिला, उसका स्ट्रेस हो जाता है. सो देयर आर मेनी रिलेशनशिप स्ट्रेस एटसेट्रा, मेनी स्ट्रेस. वो अक्यूट स्ट्रेस होता है. एंड क्रॉनिक स्ट्रेस इज फॉर एग्जाम्पल घर में नहीं बन रही है हस्बैंड वाइफ की या मदर इन लॉ और आपकी और व्हाटएवर, वो क्रॉनिक स्ट्रेस होता है. बहुत लंबे टाइम तक वो चलता है. क्रॉनिक इलनेस अगर आपको है या आपके लव्ड वंस को है, दैट इज क्रॉनिक इलनेस. तो दोनों को हैंडल करने का तरीका अलग है. सो देयर आर वेज एंड मीन्स, ऑफ कोर्स उसके पे एक पूरा मैं सेशन ले सकती हूँ. बट द थिंग इज दैट द ईजिएस्ट थिंग टू रिमेंबर हियर इज दैट डोंट डू इट ऑल बाय योरसेल्फ. Create a support system. And this is the advice even to newcomers who are coming, especially from outside of Mumbai, कि create a support system for yourself. चाहे वो Zoom call हो अपने माँ बाप को या अपने friends को back home, and then start creating a network in the city that you are in, कि friends बनाओ. Not only from your field, but from other fields also. That is also very, very important. Support system becomes important where you are emotionally connected with other human beings. And the other thing which as a psychologist I would like to say is, don't be afraid to seek help professionally.
Correct,
If
yeah.
you are feeling low, if you are feeling depressed, most of the times friends या family क्या बोलेंगे, अरे चलो, you know, let's go watch a film, और चाय पीने चलते हैं, अरे क्या है ये सब, चलो, you know, लेकिन वो जाती नहीं है feeling. So at that time, don't be afraid to reach out to a psychologist or a therapist, because they will be able to handhold you through the coming out of any negativeness that you're going through, negativity that you're going through.
This was interesting. I suddenly felt a transition that I'm talking to a doctor. That's why I was smiling in between. So also not many people know about that you are also the founder member of Marvelous Mrs. India, and you have already clocked 2 years.
Yes.
And now tell us something about Marvelous Mrs. India.
So actually, I'm not the founder member. I am the founder. I don't
Yeah.
have anybody else. It's just me who's doing it with, along with my team, of course, a team of lovely people. तो ये मैंने इसको conceive किया in June or July of 2023.
Okay.
The reason for that was because I have judged maybe 500 plus beauty pageants
Absolutely, yeah.
in and out of India. और अभी क्या हो रहा था, the second half, like अभी latter half में, कि मैं देख रही थी कि एक तो जो founders है या organizers है, charity के नाम से पैसा जमा कर रहे हैं from the contestants, and the girl who has collected the maximum money would win. So the crowns were for sale. Basically,
Okay.
crowns are for sale.
That's
Secondly, the
interesting.
charity money is not going to charity. It's going in the organizers' pockets. That's not done. That's not. Third thing, कि जो participants हैं उनको जो training मिलनी चाहिए वो नहीं मिल रही है. कई सारे participants के साथ मैंने बात की तो बहुत लोगों ने ये कहा कि हमको ऐसे लगता है कि हम उनके लिए कंटेंट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, हमें कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है. सो ऐसे वो मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा, बिकॉज आई कम फ्रॉम दैट इंडस्ट्री. आई हैव एंजॉयड द ट्रेनिंग ऑफ पैजेंट एंड आई हैव बेनिफिटेड फ्रॉम इट. तो मेरा यही मानना है कि यू ट्रीट इट लाइक अ बिजनेस, नो प्रॉब्लम, इट्स नॉट अ एनजीओ और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, बट गिव बैक मोर देन व्हाट यू आर गेटिंग. तो वो अगर करना है तो क्या करना चाहिए. सो I tried working with a couple of people, लेकिन that failed. मतलब it was really sad. I felt very bad that I gave my name to those people. I should not have. Then I thought to myself, either I can complain, I can grumble, bitch and moan, or I got to do something about it.
Let me be the change.
Yes, if I don't take action, who's going to listen to me that, oh, don't do this? They're like, who are you to tell us, right? That's when I said, no, I only have to do this. I only have to start an authentic pageant where we don't sell our crowns. It's done on a pure merit basis. We have a team of judges who will come and mark the girls through the journey. We have the team who looks at how they're performing, etc. So I want to create an authentic pageant, and that's what I started. So we are 2 seasons old, like you rightly said. Third season ke registrations are on. We've opened the registrations, and looking forward to doing it on a much bigger scale as season 3.
So in Marvelous Mrs. India, as the name suggests, you are celebrating the married women.
Yes.
So why do you think it is very important to do something like this?
So it is not only married women, Rajiv.
Okay.
So my whole vision is to break the stereotypical definition of beauty. कि एक ब्यूटीफुल वुमन, अगर आप देखो ब्यूटी क्वीन देखो, अगर सोचो तो दिमाग में वही कन्वेंशन, हाँ कन्वेंशनली वही एक मूर्ति आती है ना, बाल ऐसे होने चाहिए, स्किन का कलर ऐसे होना चाहिए. सो आई एम लाइक नहीं, ऐसे क्यों? अगर एक लड़की 5 फीट है तो ये उसकी गलती है. इफ हर पेरेंट्स आर नॉट टॉल, शी इज नॉट ग्रोन टॉल, it's not her fault. She still can be very, very beautiful.
So we have changed the
definition
of beauty.
That. I am changing that. Skin color, India में बहुत problem है skin color की, तो I am trying to change that. My work is towards that. Okay, we are challenging that. Secondly, we don't keep it limited to only married women. Divorcees, separated women, widowed women. We had a couple of widows also who had participated.
Okay.
Age is not a problem. So we had a 72-year-old.
Age, size, shape, nothing matters.
They are all beautiful in my eyes.
So what kind of training do you give to them, and what are you expecting out of them, and where do you want to take them from being when they join this pageant and when they become the winners or the finalists by the end of the pageant?
Yeah. So I live by these 3 words: empower, elevate, transform. So because I've done a lot of work on myself, I wanted to ask, like, what is the purpose? Or existential question, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, why am I here?
Yeah.
Why am I on this planet? What is it that has made me a human being, right? So when I did that kind of work, intensive work, so ye 3 words have come for me, that, and I live by these. So no matter who comes in touch with me should have these words when they exit the meeting or after our whatever conversation. So with the participants of Marvelous Mrs. India, this is the very basis of it. Okay, no matter, and everybody's transformation will be different. Everybody's empowerment will be different. Why? Because your starting line is different. आप जिस स्टेट में हो लाइफ के, उसके ऊपर वो निर्भर है. आप कितने इवॉल्व हो, मैच्योर हो, कितना आप ले सकोगे, नहीं ले सकोगे. तो मैं मेरा जोक यही रहता है कि हमने बुफे है यहाँ पे तैयार किया हुआ, उसमें से आपको आपके प्लेट में कितना लेना है वो आपके ऊपर निर्भर है. But I know that we've had some amazing stories. I know that the transformation that some of the women have undergone it's it makes me very proud.
Tell us about some interesting transformation that has taken place in the past contest of any contestant that you
So
would
actually,
like to
I will,
mention.
I will talk about especially two girls. I mean, everybody. I mean, we've had some amazing, like
Yeah,
Sunita
we
Diya.
have
Yeah,
limited
we've
time,
had.
so we'll talk
I
about
know.
something briefly.
So
yeah.
there was a girl called Neelam Rani who came to me in her audition. She said, "Ma'am, I'm just a housewife.
Okay.
Can I participate? I don't have the confidence." I said, first and foremost, stop saying you're just a housewife. वो just word को निकाल देते हैं. You are a homemaker. Be proud of it, क्योंकि it's the most difficult job in the world. एक तो कुछ salary नहीं मिलती है. It's thankless because everybody assumes कि ये तो उसका ही काम है, उसको ही करना है. What's a big deal? काम कर रही है
Taken
without
for
any
granted, yeah.
exactly. So I said stop that. Secondly, she used to work with a lot of stray cats and dogs and animals in Mumbai only. She would go and feed. She would work with this NGO, that NGO. So through the training, we worked out a pathway for her where she said that after the pageant, she established her own NGO. So now she has her own established NGO and she is doing some phenomenal work.
Oh,
I'm
wow,
so
that's
proud of her.
amazing.
So very, very proud of her. And I'll tell you the short thing which I missed out earlier on how our training is that I train each and every participant individually, one-to-one basis. That doesn't happen in any other pageant. Why I do it is because I feel that since I have the experience of A, beauty pageants, B, psychology, C, wellness expert, and B, Vipassana, my spirituality, it is so much that I can give to the woman, and whichever form that she is willing to accept, right? तो वो personal मेरा one-to-one sessions होते हैं, followed by 1 month of online training with different mentors. So we've had Gaur Gopal Das ji who took one session. We had Brahma Kumari's sister Shivani who took one session. So we even have a spiritual angle to it. And then of course the glamour part, which is Lakme taught makeup and hair. We had Noinika Chatterjee who did the ramp walk training. We had Mrs. Galaxy Chahat Dalal. So we have it's beauty inside out. We had it. It was beauty inside out. The second story I will tell you about Nivedita. She was in second season. When we were talking in our training session, she said that one of the things which I want to do at some day is write a book. So I said, why don't you write a book now and we will release it on the platform of MMI too. So she had about 6 months. In 6 months, that girl wrote a book and we released it. Today it's available on Amazon. And in between those 6 months, her husband suffered from a paralytic attack. So we weren't even sure whether she will be able to participate or not. I was there throughout with her. I told her, I said, don't stress about Marvelous Mrs. India right now. We will see where this goes. Don't say no either. Keep it open. She not only participated, her husband, very, very thankful to God that he recovered. He came on stage. We invited him on stage with a stick. So he was even able to walk. And we released the book. So some amazing, I mean, there are so many more, but of course.
So there is more than beauty to this pageant. It instills confidence and brings out the best, like you said, beauty inside out.
Yes.
And right from the NGO and this releasing of book, these are the kind of opportunities your pageant offers besides
besides, of course,
besides the
participation
title
in
that you give it to them.
No, so, and international pageants. It's not like we are not paying attention to the beauty pageant angle, which is, so 2 of our girls participated in New York Fashion Week. One, Anu Chauhan, she went for Mrs. Globe. We had Sunita Diya who went for Mrs. Galaxy. These are all international pageants. So even international exposure is part of it. It depends on whether you want to do it or not.
So you also provide them help even after they exit from the channel,
always,
so that more opportunities can be created. So it's truly something which is empowering the woman. This should come out and more people should know about it.
I hope so, yes.
So being a mentor and a guide, and you train them individually like you just said, and you spend so much of time and you have so many good people on the panel, how does it help you as a human being?
So I think spiritually or as a human being, we all have, as human beings, let me talk about that, we all have certain patterns. Right, and they keep repeating till you don't take charge and you don't break it. So I've had certain patterns which I have identified in myself, which have prevented me from flourishing or prevented me from reaching the potential that I have.
That's a big statement.
Yes. So so I'm working on those, right? So that is what I also learn from the others. what to do and what not to do. And that's what I tell my girls also, my participants also, that if somebody is asking a question or if somebody is responding to the question, listen. You will always learn what to do and what not to do. So it's not like, अरे यार ये तो बहुत boring है, इसको क्या सुनना है? You know, certain times that happens that somebody is not as interesting a speaker. If I've recommended some talk or whatever. So I tell them, I said, there's a reason I'm asking you to listen is to make sure that you know what not to do.
So, having said that, from what you have just said, do you see a shift in the society or the family's perspective of young women participating in the pageants, and also married, widowed or single divorced women participating in these kind of pageants, the perspective of the family and the background they come from?
Well, there's a good mix of what you are saying. There are certain women who are very empowered, they are financially independent, and they just inform their families that I'm participating in this.
That's a very smooth ride.
There's a second section which is, oh, I will have to ask my family. I will have to speak to them, not sure. And the third this thing is the girl wants to participate, but the husband says no, or the family says no. So I've had all three kinds.
Even now you are facing such people.
Even now.
So has there been substantial amount of shift, or you still see such people?
It has shifted from earlier days where modeling and acting was not considered to be so to say a good profession for girls from good families, but today because of social media, everybody is a star, everybody is on social media, everybody is creating content, so that taboo has gone away. But to be on stage for a on-ground event, there is still certain hesitation, is what I say. And the thing is that I'm very clear about it, that we don't have a swimsuit round. We don't have anything that will make the woman uncomfortable.
It's more of an intensive workshop from what you have described.
Yes. No, and it's not like I'm against the swimsuits, because that was a question which was asked by somebody, like, oh, so you're saying that Indian women should not. No, I mean, if I'm going to the pool, I will wear a swimsuit.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to put my participants in swimsuit for stage.
Correct.
Because
and if they don't want to.
No, because our audience is in-laws, family members, kids, and people are not comfortable. So why make anybody uncomfortable, right? It's not required. If it was a requirement, it was a different story, but it is not required.
So when you come across these people who are not very confident and hesitant, and they don't want to participate, or in isolation, since you're running this kind of a pageant, and you are an activist in your own right in some way or the other. So, are you proactive in trying to convince them or their family members that yes, this is something else, it will change the person? Do you become proactive in that, or do you just?
Well, I talk about it, and I know that this is my baby, and I know I'm very proud of it. Plus, it benefits. It's a win-win thing. I'm not here to say that chalo lao mere ko charity ka paisa do, you know, let me fill up my coffers. No, I know you will get a lot. So I'm not pushy about it, but I would want more and more women to benefit from it.
How do you think that women who are participating in Marvelous Miss India, how would it change their life? Although you have answered the basic question, how you train them, how do you see from the past experience that this kind of a participant who has participated in Marvelous Miss India would change their life when they make an exit? What can you boldly and
one guarantee that nobody can give you, that okay, I can make you a superstar or I can change your life. No, it is all in your hands.
Absolutely.
When I won Mrs. World, I worked hard towards, you know, my career. It's not like the organization came to India and said, chalo idhar appearance karo, ye event karo. No, it doesn't work like that. But I got the title. I did what I had to do with the title. Similarly, when you participate, like I said, ke, we have a buffet. तो क्या खाना खाना है वो आपके ऊपर निर्भर है, कितना डाइजेस्ट करना है, how much you want to use it. We are here to help, but we can't promise के, because I have had those experiences के, oh, but we, you know, we want to act. I said, I can help you with the auditions, but whether you will get the role, whether you will be a successful actor, whether you will be a superstar, nobody in the world can promise you that, and I will not make false promises. So I very clearly say that I can help you. You want to be an influencer, I will help you with a strategy. Whether you will become an influencer with certain number of followers, that I can't promise.
So let me rephrase the question, that the kind of intensive training that you offer to these people, and from the past experience of these 2 seasons, the people, of course, everybody wants glamour, but I'm not talking about the glamorous part. The women, suppose there are 100 women who have participated, and the end of the pageant, when they're exiting, do these people come back to you and say this, we really feel empowered?
Yes,
because from the
yes,
kind
yes.
of training you give,
Of course.
I am beginning to feel that
yes,
they
no,
they
no,
do.
no. So you're right.
Yeah, so
you're
that's
right.
the success story more
The
than
thing that they definitely go home with is confidence.
absolutely.
It's the self-worth. It is the belief that yes, if I put my mind to something, I'll be able to do it. And we have a couple of examples there also. Sonal Davda, who is Dubai based, she was one of the runner-ups in season 1. She's done some amazing work in Dubai. She gets invited to speak now at conferences. She's got so many awards. So she just took the prize, that the Marvelous Mrs. India title.
So the
And
transformation is
yeah,
there.
she just took it to another level. Madhu, who's a 72-year-old participant from season 2.
This is
she
amazing.
just recently opened a fashion week in Delhi.
Arre wah.
So she did it, right? We supported her, we helped her, we facilitated her to believe that age is just a number. Because she's like, Arey, now at this age, people are going to say, why are you participating? I said to her, you ask them why not.
Correct.
Correct. So that shift, you know, the small short shift makes a big impact on life.
So I've already asked you this question, but I'll ask you again. A psychologist, what is the one common myth that people should stop believing? Common myth होता है कि कोई ऐसी चीज
I'll
है
tell you, yeah.
as a
Especially with men, कि if you're suffering, then I'm a man, I should do it by myself. I should sort it out by
yeah, I
myself.
saw one of your Instagram posts that defines this also. कि
Yeah.
if you're a man, don't
Yeah, I
worry.
mean,
Yeah.
you're a human being.
Yeah.
If I pinch you, if I cut you, you will have pain. If I cut you, I will see red blood only.
Correct.
So emotionally also, वो conditioning है, social conditioning है कि अरे लड़का है क्या रो रहा है लड़की
So you
की
should
वजह से।
seek help and get a
Don't
support
be
system.
afraid. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to seek help if you're hurting.
Is there one thing you could tell the younger generation, both as a supermodel and an actress, and also as a psychologist?
I will tell all the youngsters.
Looking at what you're saying, TikTok, and
Yes,
everybody
yes,
wants to be a
yes.
celebrity.
Spend limited time on screen. This incessant swiping, you know, scrolling, it's doing more damage to your brain and to your health than you know. So be very, very aware, be very mindful. And I'm not saying don't use it, I use it. But be very, very cognizant, be very, very aware of how much time you're spending on social media. And then you can always ask, why am I spending so much time? Is it, like I ask this question to myself, why am I spending so much time? So my answer is because professionally, A, I need it, B, my registrations, etc. I spread my word.
Yeah, that is work. That is work.
Yeah, so it is more work than just mindless. Of course, I do mindlessly also scroll to see kya trend mein chal raha hai, you know, what's the outfit whoever's wearing, or in these awards, who was present, who was not. So those things I do, of course. That's the fun part of life, right? You can't be all serious.
I also saw your Instagram, but you are more informative than rather than using your pictures. So
I say edutainment.
yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
So thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being on our show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.